Hello once again, my name is Anthony and I am your Pinoy nurse working in the United Kingdom. And I am here to serve you, yes you, because I'm going to give you tips and different opportunities in day-to-day living. But today's video is going to be dedicated to our nurses who were not trained within the UK or within the European Economic Zone or the European Union. And before I start, I would like to welcome you all to my vlog. Just had some realizations. I've watched videos, of different vloggers and different content creators about how much nurses earn in the United Kingdom. And there's one person actually that stated in his video that he earned and saved 2.5 million in pesos in just a year, which is quite absurd. I wouldn't be here in the Isle of Man if I can earn that much in the mainland UK or in England. But anyway, before we go to that, I would like to focus on how to guide you in your registration as a nurse in the United Kingdom, because that's going to be the first step before salary. Okay, so I would also like to call the attention of those Filipino nurses who do not have a registration with the PRC. So yes guys, if you do not have the registration as a nurse in the Philippines with the PRC, you do not have to feel bad. Don't feel sorry about yourself. There's always an opportunity waiting for you in the United Kingdom, in the British Isles and the British Channel Islands. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is just to ensure that you are a BSN graduate. So that's Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So we're talking about graduates, nursing graduates in the Philippines. So once that is ready, normally, our goal is to acquire work experience. So we immediately take the licensure examination for nurses, which is very difficult. I know that. I've been there. I'm just so grateful that I took it once and passed it right away. It's very tough, guys. It's always been tough to live in another country, but living here is a lot easier than living in the Philippines in so many ways. Of course, it's not as fun as living in the Philippines because we're surrounded by friends and family, but what do you call it, a quality of life. We have quality of life here. The way of living is a lot better than living in the Philippines. As everyone, you have to ensure that you are a BSN graduate, and after that, if you are going to take the PRC or you're a PRC passer, then that's going to be a plus factor, since it will give you more opportunities to work overseas. Especially, it will open the door for you to work in some other countries, just like Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and countries in Europe and some other countries around the world that offer very good compensation, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 times than what you receive in the Philippines. So after that, what you have to do is to go to the NMC website. So NMC stands for Nursing and Midwifery Council of the UK. You have to go online, register. I think you need to pay some fee. In the past, I paid $135 for that, if my memory serves me right, but I think it's 80 pounds something that you have to pay now to register. Then after that, you have 2 options, guys. So this is what you have to think about first. This is very important. So first part of the registration is to pass the CBT, or the computer-based test. So it is an online examination that you can only take in Cebu or in Manila. It consists of 120 multiple choice questions. So you have 4 hours to finish this exam. In my case, I finished it in 40 minutes. and waited another 20 minutes just to make me feel comfortable. The test was quite easy, but I'm not saying that it's easy. You know, maybe I was just lucky enough that I know the answer to the questions at that time and passed it. You can actually pass the exam. You will actually get the result of the exam rather after 15 to 30 minutes. So it's just that quick, ladies and gentlemen. Or you can take the language test, because the language test is part of the requirements to register with the Nursing and Midwifery Council of the UK. So there are two options for you to choose from. You can either take the Ielts, or the International English Language Testing System, or you can also take the OET, or the Occupational English Test, which I'm not very familiar about since I have not tried taking the test before. I only took Ielts, and I took the Ielts 3 times before I got the score of 7 in my writing before. At that time, it was that tough. Plus, when you apply for a visa, you have to take the Ielts for UK visas in immigration, which I will have to discuss later on. So going back, the Ielts and the OET have 4 different parts, you know, when you in the examination. So there's listening, there's reading, writing, and speaking. So in the Ielts, you have to make sure that you score 7 in the following: listening, reading, and speaking. Yes, you have to reach 7 out of 9 band score. But in writing, thank goodness, 5th of December 2018, they changed the policy. And from then, from a score of 7, they lowered it down to 6.5, which is very achievable. You know what, ladies and gents, you don't really have to go through attending lessons in the training centers, you know, just to get a score of 6.5 with your writing. There's a lot of sources online. You can go to YouTube, you can go to Google. There's a lot of people who are helping professionals like us to pass our language test. So there's a lot of options for you. It's very handy. We have the cell phone, we have, you know, the data in our phones, mobile data. You can just access it anytime, everywhere, anytime. Okay, so after passing the Ielts, that's the time that, you know, in my opinion, that you take the CBT, or the computer-based test, because there's a lot of people that I know who are still stuck in their home countries, especially the Filipino friends that I know, because they couldn't manage to pass their Ielts. Although they passed the CBT, but they could not pass the Ielts, so there's still no way for you to continue with the next step, which is the visa processing. So Ielts first, pass your CBT, and then that's the time that you can proceed with your visa processing. So once you have passed both of the tests, the language and the part 1, which is the CBT, that's the time that you can look for a sponsor who will, of course, give you an employment and will help you with your visa application. However, in most cases in the Philippines, agencies, you know, they support individuals with their review until you pass the Ielts and the CBT, and then they will refund you once you get to the UK. They will also pay for your visas. I mean, they will have to pay everything for you, and they will start deducting, you know, what they've spent just to bring you over in the UK and start working as a nurse. So they will take it from your salary in staggered basis. So that's how it works, ladies and gents. Okay, so once you get to the UK, you will not immediately become a registered nurse. So there's still one more test that you have to take. It is called the OSCE. So it's basically testing your skills. So at the moment, there are still 6 stages, 6 stations in taking the OSCE. So the first 4 would be API, assessment, planning, implementation, and evaluation, which I will explain further later on in my next succeeding videos. The next part would be another 2 stations. It will test your other skills, like giving intramuscular injections, subcutaneous injections, collecting urine specimen, and things like that. It will be explained thoroughly in the NMC website. You can actually go there. There are also videos that you can watch on YouTube explaining further about the OSCE. But the easiest way to understand it is to ask and seek assistance or help from those nurses who took it first. Yung mga nauna po sa inyo, they're very much knowledgeable about it, and they will surely give you the most convenient way to prepare. That's actually my son over there. Well, anyway, it's about time for us to eat our breakfast. I will give you more insights about life in the UK, life working as a nurse in the United Kingdom, and of course here in the British Isles. By the way, ladies and gents, I don't live in the mainland UK. I live in a place called Isle of Man. It's a small island situated between Ireland and England. So I'm situated in the Irish Sea. It's quite cold here, even it's summertime. I believe the highest temperature I've experienced during summer was only 23 degrees. That's quite cool in the Philippines. But when you get used to it, it makes you feel more comfortable. It will make you feel at ease. There's no sweat, there's no dust, and of course Manx people are very friendly. So that's what the citizens are called here in the Isle of Man. They are Manx people. We're not part of the United Kingdom, but people here are still British citizens, just like Hong Kong before they were taken back by China in '97. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Nurses, please continue to watch my videos. I will post more of the details about the registration and life here in the UK. Okay, so for now, I will put an end to this video. I'm not going to make this very long, because I know that your time is very special. But please continue to watch my videos, and please subscribe to my channel, and also follow me on my Facebook page. Ciao.